Rosa and Tom, what's going on where you are right now?
Look, this is how crazy it is. There's a fire kicking up right here next to the hospital where we are right now. Right where the bus was going to go, it's swung around with all of those patients to the other side of the parking lot here, heading out toward the north now. They were trying to go out to the south. A fire has now started right here next to Kaiser Permanente. And so now you know why they're trying to get all of these people out here. Not only the smoke, but the fire danger here is extremely serious. I mean, we're in town right now, and another spot fire has kicked up right here. So this situation is changing so quickly. I've been on a lot of fires, and I have never seen anything like this before. This bus, the one bus that we showed you earlier, is now full of patients, and it's heading out, as I said, trying to find an evacuation location. Finley Community Center is full. I don't know if you heard that, but there was another explosion just not too far from us. We don't know what these explosions are coming from, whether they're cars or possibly a fuel tank at somebody's house, a gas, some sort of gas line or something. You can see the flames kicking up behind these vehicles that are driving into the hospital parking lot right now. People are actually running for their lives. We've got people in wheelchairs getting pushed out of here. We've got people with respirators,
Tom, do you know where they were coming
IVs. This is a situation like, pardon?
Do you know where, we're looking at them bring a person on a bed. Do you know where they were coming from? It's like they were coming from where the fire.
They've got a patient on a bed, right. They've got a patient on a bed with IVs hooked up that they're bringing out right now. This is an extremely volatile situation. As I said, nothing. I was on the Yellowstone fires. I haven't seen anything like this as far as being close to structures, being close to a large population of people. Nothing like this before. Spot fires actually kicking up in town. You know, we've heard about them blowing up all over in the forest when these wildfires start, but this is a situation like these emergency crews here have probably never seen before. They're just scrambling in every direction. I can imagine how hard it is to keep on top of this.
I can't imagine. This is heartbreaking to see this hospital being evacuated. You see the fire burning so close. But getting all these people out, Tom, do they plan to take any defensive mode at all to protect the hospital? Can they possibly get all these people out? Are there firefighters around that you see?
We do not see another bus coming in right now. I don't know how quickly they're able to get them out. I see a man in a wheelchair just off to my right toward the hospital right now. They're going to load him into a car. I think they're putting this, I don't know if they're putting that person in the bed in the back of a truck. But they're trying to get people out here as quickly as they can, and any vehicle it looks like that they can get them in. That just tells you right there close to it. But I'm going to walk up into another position here, you guys, and see if I can see what that is. It looks like it's just at the end of the parking lot, off of the highway. We're just east of the highway here, and it looks like it's just burning in some trees right now, trees and brush over there. I do not see any structures involved from my location here, but the smoke is so thick that you can't see through it. Oh, on the other side of those trees, through the trees, I can see that fire is not just a small fire burning back there. It looks like it's actually spreading farther to the west.
That we have been looking at, and we want you to take a look at that. We can get that up in just a moment. But this area is widespread. It is, as you said, 20,000 acres over in Calistoga, 2,000 over in Napa. A huge area, as Laura said to us. The Atlas Peak Road, that is where we got the first reports of that fire. This is around 10 o'clock last night. And then, of course, throughout the night, that fire continued to spread. Winds that we've seen in the area, as well as those embers, have been spreading, affecting a lot of areas. Hospitals have been evacuated, and we saw there at Kaiser Medical Center as those patients being taken out in the beds.
It's another explosion.
Still in them, and they tried to get people to safety.
Exactly.
Look at that smoke.
A lot of people this morning.
It has been just heartbreaking to watch. Tom Jensen has been there at the heart of it all at the Kaiser Hospital in Santa Rosa with the very latest, where they've been taking busloads of people out of the hospital to trying to get them to kind of a makeshift hospital, you were telling us, Tom.
Yeah, they're going to Kaiser San Rafael. I got to talk about this right now, though. This is right behind the hospital, you guys. This is a mobile home park completely flattened by fire. We've got firefighters in here trying to save what they can. But if we move over to the left here, Henry, you can see this is what they're battling. These mobile homes went up. We do know that this is some of the explosions were coming from here, possibly propane tanks. Those explosions we heard earlier. This entire mobile home park, dozens and dozens of people's homes are just flattened here. The gentleman we talked to just a little bit ago who told us what we would see if we came up on top of this parking structure here at Kaiser said he was trying to get his uncle off the hill behind us who lives up there. He said he did get out safely, but he said there are also homes up on the hillside that are just destroyed. He's certain that his uncle's home is destroyed. I can tell you, though, looking down on top of this mobile home park, that there are dozens of people's homes that are just, they burned to the ground tonight, and firefighters are actually in the middle of this. We've been watching them try to put water on some of the homes that are still up, doing what they can, but this is just looks like a fruitless situation, something that would be impossible to win here. And we can see, as we look out from the parking structure, more flames up in the hills, and hearing sirens not in one direction, but in all directions. Fire trucks and police cars going to the north, to the south, to the east, to the west, trying to get these spot fires as they're kicking up and trying to get people evacuated. And we are, from this vantage point, seeing several different spot fires, and you can see the smoke blowing through the air. It's not hard or difficult to figure out why these spot fires are kicking up. You can see glowing embers in this heavy smoke just blowing straight to the south now and causing more fires south of us. I'm looking now, as I look to the south, I'm seeing more fires out there and more heavy smoke. It looks like even possibly a sizable fire out on the other side of the hospital.
This isn't the address. I thought you were somebody else. That's right.
The firefighters bringing family members out and having the windows of their car explode from the conditions that were out there. So the number one priority for us is always getting people out as quickly as possible, and it always breaks our heart when we can't get everybody out. Kind of what people are calling a weather phenomenon or an anomaly where an actual possible vortex came through here. And that's literally fire behavior that we have not experienced or seen or witnessed.
Man, this is like Thomas Fire 101. Man, some people were saying that energy weapons was used. I was a little bit hesitant on joining that party. But now seeing this for the second time, really? It's just like, good lord. So anyways, I'm going to get off of this topic. I just want to show you guys there's something really fishy about this fire.
143-mile-an-hour winds, the strength of an EF3 tornado, a phenomenon destroying everything in its path as people fled for their lives.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
An event like this, we're talking about, there's only a handful of these documented in history.
Neil LaRose.
Do you have the resources you need given the unprecedented and unrelenting nature of these fires?
Yeah, so, we call this the new normal in California, and we've seen larger and more destructive fires year over year, and unfortunately,
Listen, man.
You're not allowed to touch me.
Okay, sir. We could do this two ways. We could either leave campus. We have sheriff's department on campus. They could take you off campus. Control 1. You get up.
And when we did drive by Zuma Beach, I did see loads of trailers and lots of horses. So hopefully everyone was able to get their horses out. But it feels like we're on Mars or outer space out here. We barely have cell service. You cannot breathe out here without a mask. The air is thick with smoke. Still so many places on fire. We saw it so dark, and you really can't read addresses, and we have no maps on our phone because our cell service doesn't work. So it's just a monster, a nightmare out here for these people. And I can only imagine the homeowners, they can't come in here. Once they've left, there's no getting back. So, people are just waiting. And this is truly, it feels like an outer space experience out here. It's just, it's incredible. It really is.
Yeah, that car is obviously not going to be long for this world parked where it is. Yeah, we have no idea whose car that is, and the flames and the heat right now are very, very powerful. Okay, it is very, very hot in this area, so we are going to get out of the way here. Pat, you can take a look at these pictures. That car is now on fire. The home behind it, presumably it is up in flames as well. And the chicken coop right above us here, this condo complex, it is still standing. A fire truck has rolled up on it, but we don't know whether the flames in this little valley here are going to take that structure as well. So again, now I see fire burning on the south side of Pacific Coast Highway, right across from where I was standing. Okay, now Gary's son is advising him that he wants him out of here. The power poles are on fire now. They'll probably be falling down soon. So we're going to think about getting out of the area shortly. But
were talking about earlier, actually, Juan and Sharon, you guys were talking about power lines. On the 101 where it's closed, one of the scariest sights that we saw is that one of the reasons I think they have it closed is because the utility poles on either side of the freeway were on fire and snapping, lowering it down into the freeway area. So that's the latest here in the Bell Canyon area.
His telephone. His telephone. Yeah.
It's desperate conditions like these that have now taken the lives of at least 44 people of
Structure fire, multiple callers. 451 Mark West Station Road, 451 Mark West Station Road, Clarkfield. Hay Drive, box 2646, Bravo 1, Control 2, 2126. Hazardous condition, tree down.
Look at this fucking power line. This shit is about to. Look at this fucking power line. This shit is about to